So if you're looking to track your running, cycling or walking with a GPS watch that won't break the bank, this is the video for you. I'm going to take you through this, the Garmin Forerunner 35, and why after 9 months of ownership of this watch that was released back in 2016, I still think it's a bargain buy in 2021, especially if you're looking to use Strava. I'll take you through a lot in this video, including setting it up with the apps and how to use it. Let's take a look. So I'm going to cover quite a lot in this video, but I'm going to help you if you're making a buying decision at the moment, and also if you're just trying to get up and running with the watch and get through to the point of using it with Strava. As always, there's timestamps in the video, so please do jump ahead to the appropriate place for yourself. But do remember, if it's useful, just hit that thumbs up to give it a like. If you're new to the channel, do check the other content as well, and perhaps consider subscribing. In short though, I'm going to cover what you get in the box, how to charge the device, the typical battery life. I'll take you through a summary of the features, the basic controls through to how you record an activity. I'll give you a comparison of this device to another common watch for size and weight, and I'll show you importantly how to pair the watch with the Garmin Connect app, and then how to link the Garmin Connect app through to Strava, and then I'll give you some buying advice, what sort of price you should be looking at paying and where it might be best to buy from. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so in the box, you're of course going to get the watch and you're going to get the charging cable. One of the first things you're going to want to do probably is try and power on. So if you use the top left button, hold that down, long hold, to see how quickly it powers on. Obviously, this is the one I've had in use for the last 9 months. It's charged up at the moment. That's how quickly the watch kind of boots up and you're into it. You're probably going to find that battery indicator for you is maybe showing a bit lower, especially if it's been sat in a warehouse for a while. So you're going to want to make use of the charger. So you get just the USB cord with the clip ending. So these teeth are going to clip onto the back of the watch just there. So you have the teeth facing up, facing down to that, and just clips on very easily, holds really tightly. And then you're just going to want to plug the other end into either the power plug you have for your phone or into your laptop or into a wall socket with a USB outlet, just to start charging and let it charge up. I think I typically find it takes probably under 2 hours to get a full charge into the watch, and I'm using it for a week with it on as the watch throughout the day, and obviously tracking probably with say 6 hours of GPS activity, and I'm charging it once a week before the battery goes completely flat. So that just gives you a bit of an idea of one of the first advantages of this watch. Because it's fairly basic, the battery isn't having to power an amazing screen, although it's nice and bright and clear. I think that really helps it to last. So I'll just give you a first look around the device. Obviously you've got the central watch piece and the screen. You've got 2 buttons either side, so the power in the top left there, the back button in the bottom left. You've got the kind of navigation button for menus on the right there, also labelled with the music note icon, so you can skip music tracks on this. You can't store music on it or do anything too advanced. And then you've got the top right button with the kind of sports person, I guess, next to it, which is the one you're going to use to initiate your particular activities that you're tracking. You've got this really nice soft strap. Can't speak highly enough of this strap. I think it's great, actually. It's really quality. It has a bit of stretch to it, and I think it's going to be the right size for all sorts of wrists, or with the ability to adapt. On the back you've got the heart rate monitor, so you'll occasionally see this with a green light coming off of there, and you kind of get a feel for a bit of the size here, hopefully. I'll show you later on the weight and also take you through a comparison to sort of a classic Casio watch to give you a better idea. As I say, the menus, the basic controls you're going to want to get familiar with. So top left, so as we've seen, you hold it down for power on, you hold it down again if you want to get the option to power off, and then you would use this navigation button, as I mentioned, in the bottom right to scroll between yes and no. So I'm going to go to no, and then to approve that, if you like, say yes, use the top right activity button. So, you know, there's lots of scrolling with this, and then using the top right to pick the particular option that you want. If you press this without a long hold, just press it once, you'll light the screen up, so hopefully you can see the difference there. So you know, I've not found any problem with visibility of the screen, whether out on an activity or just around the house. So, you know, really nice and clear in all sorts of light, as you can hopefully see at the moment. If you press the back button once when you're at the main screen, so you'll come into the menu. This is obviously where you can get into all of these sub-menus that I'm not going to go through in detail here, but you can get a bit of an idea of what you can set and what you can do. We will look at the settings menu when I show you how to pair it with your phone, etc. But yeah, just scrolling through once more, you get a bit of an idea of what's in there. And then if I just hit back, I'll come out of that. If I do a long hold on the back button, in fact, long hold is no different, it just takes you into the menu once more. And then if you press the bottom right button once, you're going to go through and it's going to give you, that's interesting, average heartbeat without even having the watch on. It's going to take you through your kind of recent notifications, how many steps you've done today, how many calories you've burnt, how many minutes you've walked for, and then it's going to take you through your last activity. So here's my last bike ride, and then the weather as well. So one annoyance I have found is I would like to have my weather in degrees Celsius but have my distances in miles. You can't seem to get that pairing on this watch, so I go for the distance being measured in miles, but then I get my weather in Fahrenheit. So kind of small annoyance there, but not the end of the world by any means. So that scrolls you through everything there. And then, as I said, when you actually come to start an activity, you're going to use this top right button. So you press it once, it's going to remember the last activity you did. If you press the down arrow bottom right button to scroll, you can then pick between cardio, walking, running outdoors, running indoors, biking. So if I was ready to start the activity now, I would just hit the top right button, and then it's going to try and pick up a GPS signal, and it's going to tell me when it's ready to start. And you can configure, if you go into the options here, you can then configure all of the fields that it will show you on the screen while you're doing your activity. So typically I have something like distance traveled, so you have 3 rows, so distance traveled on the top, time I've been traveling for or doing the activity for in the middle, and then perhaps average speed down below. And then you can configure a whole second screen as well. I never even look at that. And then the third screen, I think you can have the clock, the time showing as well, if you are able to press the down arrow whilst you're doing your activity. It's looking like it's not going to perhaps pick up the signal while I'm indoors here, which is fair enough. But what it would do is pick up a signal, kind of beep to you and say, yeah, I'm ready, I've got a signal. And then you tap the top right button once more to start tracking. And then it immediately goes to that screen with the 3 different readouts that you've defined. So really simple to get going. Once you get back from your activity, you just press that top right button again, and it will give you the option to either save your activity or resume. So if it just thinks you've paused, you can resume, but otherwise if you hit save, it'll save the activity. When you're within Bluetooth contact of your phone, it'll then sync that through to the Garmin Connect app, and in turn I'll show you how you can automatically then have that sync through to Strava and update just like you've been recording directly in Strava itself. So just to give you a bit of an idea of a comparison in weight and size to another watch, I've got this classic Casio F91W that you've probably seen around on the left, and then of course the Garmin on the right. And to give an idea of weight, so if I put the Garmin on the scales, about 38 grams, and if you look at something like this Casio, more like 20 grams there, so yeah, quite a difference. And you can get an idea of the size difference here. Also on their side, I mean, I would say this Casio is an extremely small watch, so kind of keep that in mind. I don't find that the Forerunner 35 feels like a big or particularly cumbersome watch to wear. So yeah, just to give you a quick idea of a kind of size and weight comparison there. And here hopefully I can just show you on the wrist, just so you can see, it's really, as I say, not a particularly large or cumbersome watch to be wearing. So yeah, no real issues there. That just gives you a bit of an idea of how it looks on I guess I would say I've got kind of medium size wrist. So next I'm going to take you through the apps, both the Garmin Connect app and the Strava app, and I'm going to show you both for Android and for iOS. I'm going to provide the links to all of this in the video description down below, and yeah, the process I show you will be within the apps, so it's going to apply to either Android or Apple. Now what I would say is if you've ordered the watch or it's going to be on the way soon, go ahead and get the Garmin Connect app now, because you're going to have to create an account, log in, etc. If you do that in advance, you're just going to put yourself one step ahead. Same if you're not using Strava yet, go ahead and get the Strava app now as well, and then it's just going to make things a whole lot easier. And what you're going to find is, as well as creating the login for your Garmin Connect app, you could actually go ahead and connect it through to your Strava app as well, even before you receive the watch. So it's just going to set you up ready to use it. So here's how to pair your watch to the Garmin Connect app on your phone. So bottom left button to open up the menu on the watch, bottom right button to click through to get down to settings, top right button to select settings, top right button again to select Bluetooth, and then bottom right to scroll again down to pair smartphone, and then top right to select that. That puts it into pairing mode, ready to pair, and then go ahead with Bluetooth on your phone. Open up the Garmin Connect app, and in the menu on the left pick Garmin devices, and then add device, and it's going to ask you if you want to connect your Forerunner 35. So yeah, click down on the blue button to connect it, and then it's going to ask you to confirm again, so you can click OK that you want to link the Connect app with the Forerunner 35, and then it's going to start the pairing of the devices, and then it's going to prompt you for a pin. So you're going to find this pin displayed on your watch, and then you can take that same pin, of course, and enter it onto the phone so it knows you're pairing up with the right device. If you want, you can check that box down below to allow access to your contacts and call history if you want them to display when you get an incoming call or text message. Meanwhile, the setup is just going to finalize and complete here, and hopefully we'll get to a screen where it's going to ask us a couple of questions about routine, etc. when you want Do Not Disturb set for. Let it do its thing as it works through to the end. Yeah, here we go. You can click next, and then, as I mentioned, you can set your routine here. So when you go to bed, when you wake up, do you want to put Do Not Disturb on for those times? So you can choose what to do there. Then just tap next. You could set up some goals, but I'm going to skip that, and you can also give access to your calendar, but I've skipped there as well. And then I've just forced a sync by hitting sync now. This will happen in the background normally, but you can force it through by clicking it there. If ever your activities aren't appearing, just hit the bottom left button on the phone for the menu, scroll down with the bottom right button and select to sync. Back on the watch, you're now going to see that Bluetooth icon displayed to know that you're set up and connected. Okay, so now to look at how you connect your Garmin Connect app to Strava, so that all in the background can then sync automatically from your watch through to Garmin Connect through to Strava. Okay, so open up the Strava app and click into your profile. I think that's one of the links on the bottom menu, and you'll see this screen. Obviously I'm blurring out my details, and then you want to click on this cog for the settings in the top right. That will take you through to the next screen where you'll see the settings, and then you're going to want to pick this option to link other services. Okay, once you've picked that, you're going to pick this top option of connect a device to Strava, and then you're going to get this option showing you all the different third-party suppliers that they support, and of course you're going to want to pick Garmin. And then it's just going to explain to you that you're uploading, or this is to enable you to upload your Garmin Connect activities into Strava, and of course that's what we're trying to do. So click down on the Connect to Garmin, and on the next page you'll just read through some privacy information, and it's going to load to let you enter your Garmin account details. So of course enter your email that you use for your Garmin account and enter your password, and then tick the remember me and sign in. Okay, and then it's just giving you another disclaimer to read through, and you'll see the cog start to spin. and then you can select exactly what you're going to share. So, you know, I'm expecting you're going to want to share your activities, and I normally leave courses turned on as well, but depends if you use that or not. And then you can just click on to save at the bottom there. Okay, and then it's going to give you a final other agreement and the privacy policy that you need to check out and click in to read through, and then hopefully be happy to select and click on agree. Okay, and then if all's good, it's going to tell you that you've linked your accounts successfully, and it's going to give you a bit of a plug to start this free trial, probably for the more premium kind of offering from Strava. And of course, to avoid that, you can just click maybe later. So let's talk about price and buying options. And of course, one of the most attractive things about this watch is the price you can pay for it. You know, you can be having, you know, less than £100 on your wrist rather than out on an activity worried about whether you're going to damage your 200, 300, I don't know, £600 worth of watch on your wrist. I'm obviously in the UK, so I'm dealing in pounds, so you might need to convert some of this into your local currency. If you have particular recommendations for buying in the US or Europe or elsewhere, please do drop them in the comments down below to help others out. But I'll just give you an idea right now, obviously a kind of peak interest time, January, what sort of price you can pay. But I would say in general, you never want to pay more than the equivalent of £100 for this watch, and hopefully you can pay a bit less. So starting with Amazon, you can see today, right now, it's £89. Not bad, and you can see the other colour options you've got here. Let's just see if the price is going to jump or go down. Okay, so slightly cheaper for the blue. What's green going to be? Green is more. And what's the white going to be? The white's the same. Okay, so make of that what you will. You can alternatively buy a different wrist strap later on and change that over if you do want a different look, but you're always going to have the black around the actual watch, so that's always the same no matter what colour you pick. Okay, I will drop my link to Amazon down below in the description as well, so that will be an affiliate link, so if you do use it, they'll give me a small reward for that as well. As always, that's great if you can consider that, but please, you know, for free, you can like the video, you can subscribe and all that good stuff. I just want you to get the best deal on this watch, really, to enjoy it for the best price. If you look at Camel, so the price tracking site on Amazon, just to show you how cheap you could have picked this up for, October 31st in 2020, it went down to £79. So I think at that point, that's a real no-brainer, absolute bargain. But £89, you know, it's still a great value watch when you compare to what else is out there. Other places to look at, so Garmin themselves, interestingly, so they're selling at just shy of £100 at the moment for the black, and I think actually the other colours are even more expensive. Do be aware, so if you use anything like a cashback site, and I'll link to my referral for Top Cashback down below as well, you might benefit from using that. You might also have a employee discounts system at work, worth finding out about that. Some of those work with the Garmin site, and if you're a student, things like student beans, etc., can also give you a bigger discount when looking to buy. Other places in the UK just worth checking in on if you're comparing prices, so Wiggle, so right now, yeah, it's at just shy of 100 and looks to be consistent across all colours. And then Millets, so they've got the black version for £89 as well. Might be that Amazon are price matching them. I think, let's have a look in the blue. Okay, same price for the blue as well. And then of course there's eBay, and you've got a whole wide range here of brand new, refurbished, or used, or, you know, technically still new, where somebody's had it as a gift or bought it to perhaps use later and just decided to sell, or bought it to resell. So, you know, you might find your bargain here. You can already see, you know, some in the kind of £90 range, which we've just seen from some of those other sites, some peaking in price a bit here, and then these are looking like they're sellers from abroad. But yeah, worth having a look through, just seeing what's coming up there, considering if you would buy a used option. So I've just filtered to new, other, and seller refurbed. But if we switch to used, I'm still on buy it now as well, so I may need to switch from that. But you see here somebody selling for, you know, with the postage, about £71. Obviously you need to look into the advert and see what the deal is, see if you think that was acceptable to give this watch a go. But yeah, different options out there, different bargains to be had. So good luck shopping around. Do post down below in the comments, let us know if you get a bargain or where you recommend buying from. So the only issue I faced with this watch last year was the 3 days that the Garmin service was taken out by the ransomware attack. I'll link to this article if you're interested and unaware of it down below in the description. Unfortunately, more and more companies are being targeted by ransomware. Took down the service for Garmin Connect, so it meant regardless of whatever Garmin watch you had, you weren't going to be using those Garmin Connect services for those few days. I really don't think this is an issue or a reason not to buy a Garmin watch, but I just thought it wouldn't be an honest review of my experience without mentioning this. So that said, I think this does wrap up the video. I would say again, if you're new here, please do check out the channel, see if there's other content you like. Please do consider a subscribe, and if this video has been useful, please do give it a thumbs up and a like. I really hope it has. If you've got other questions about the Forerunner 35 or other thoughts on it, please do drop them in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.